Welcome to Barely Stable, an intermediate level podcast. Hosted by Ryan Wagner and Daniel Freeberg. Produced by Nick Barr. A cool disc golf podcast for intermediate players. This is the Barely Stable Podcast. Live from Austin, Texas, it's the Barely Stable Podcast. Here's your host, Daniel Freeberg.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us at the Barely Stable Podcast on our inaugural episode, first one. My name is Daniel Freeberg, here with my co-host, Ryan Wagner.
Hey, Ryan Wagner here, throwing only forehand stubbornly. Got some exciting news today that I'm happy to share with the team. Having a few beers on the course. Freeberg, what about you?
Oh, man. I want to talk about some of the stuff that went down for the year. I think we're going to do a recap. Also want to introduce our badass producer, Nick Barr.
Badass is maybe a big bill to live up to, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to be making the show come alive. What are you guys excited most about?
Oh, man. I want to get my rating up. I was excited about moving up a division.
I was talking about maybe the podcast, but yeah, what are you most excited about for disc? You selfish.
Oh, man. I'm excited about this getting out to everybody and us helping them get their ratings up, too. We're going to do this together. It's an intermediate level podcast. So I assume a lot of people are watching. There are people that play disc golf, maybe played in a few tournaments, maybe haven't played as good as they want to, maybe looking for ways to get better. We talk about Ryan being Dr. Disc Golf, so he's going to have some tips. And we'll look at the Wagner Index for your ratings. And
I think we got a challenge for you at the end of the episode coming.
Oh, that's right. And then apparently I'm going to take a test to become a PDGA.
I was hoping you surprised me with it, but somebody has let the cat out of the bag.
Sometimes I do that.
This is interesting.
I get nervous and then I just talk.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone in the comments comment happy, nice, soothing things for Freeberg.
Oh, I'm sure they're good.
Everything's going to be good. So we're located here in Austin, Texas. We all play the Austin scene pretty frequently.
Pretty heavily. We're 8th best city in the world for disc golf, according to UDisc, I think. So it's pretty neat playing some of these tournaments. We play with a lot of people that are from out of town. They're from Chicago or from...
I had a Californian. There was a guy in Finland this weekend.
And I was talking to one guy. He's like, I got to drive an hour to play disc golf. I was like, man, I got 6 courses within an hour from my house.
Ryan, you said someone from Finland was out this weekend for the Mint Tryouts?
Someone was, we'll get into it a little later, but somebody from Finland was here.
Wow.
Somebody from California, somebody from Ohio, right? So we had a good representation in Central Texas this weekend. Interesting to see a little bit different flair on some of those discs, a little bit different flights, a little bit different expectations of what disc golf is versus what we've got here in Central Texas. Freeberg, how would you call the Central Texas?
We've talked about this before too, not in the podcast yet, but I guess we're going to start now. Central Texas, I feel like our ratings here are a little lower than what they are in a lot of places. I think people come here and they don't shoot as well as they want to because there's so many people here that are good at disc golf. I feel like, an 850 here is probably an 880 in a lot of other places.
I love the confidence. What do you think contributes to that? I have a theory.
I don't know. I think part of it is just we have so many courses. I think a lot of people have like a home course, maybe 1 or 2 courses that they play. And here we get a lot of different shots because we got a lot of different courses. A lot of different courses and good courses. I would argue Roy G against almost any course anywhere as far as being a quality course to play.
Especially as being a free course.
Yeah.
I think you're on a path there, Nick. You're on a path. Central Texas disc golf is generally public and free.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what comes with public and free is also wide open. We can throw far here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that, we would encourage anybody to come take on Central Texas. And I think we have some things that we can learn with some new things that are happening in the local Central Texas scene with Sprinkle Valley. And we finally get some woods. Here in Central Texas.
Absolutely. Don't you notice when people come, Ryan, that they're surprised at how long so many holes are?
They're surprised at how long the holes are. And that leads to them being surprised how far we can throw.
Yeah.
Because, we'll get more into things that have happened in our disc golf career in the future, but go to North Carolina. And I don't know if our 850, 880, 900 rating theory holds up because we cannot hit those lines in North Carolina.
No, those are tight.
Yeah. Those are tight, but we can throw far. And I Central Texas, we're free. We've got a great scene. We've got a really active scene. I think there's more people in Central Texas than almost any area in the country in terms of how many people are playing disc golf. So we've had some exciting things happen in the disc golf scene here recently in Central Texas. But I think I want to ask you guys, being that is currently January 2024, just out of the turn of the new year, what happened 2023? What was maybe producer Nick can work on pulling up some ratings. We can see how we grew over the year. But beyond that, what was maybe the best thing that happened to you in disc golf in 2023, Freeberg?
Best thing for me, it's got to be I hit an ace on hole 16 at Moody's on the estimated profit tournament ace. My boy Lee Fleming was there. I was so excited on that one. I've told this story a few times, but I was running it down, and while I'm running it down, I was like, "Who's yelling still?" And I was like, "Oh shit, that's me." I was psyched, man. I was pumped. I kept my clothes on most of them, but I wanted to do the shirt off. It was cold though, so I didn't.
And it's a courtesy violation.
Yeah, and it's a courtesy violation.
Is it really?
I think the shirt. The rules do say that you have to wear a shirt during the round. So I'm curious how that might be enforced. But
Bert Kreischer is in no luck.
He's in trouble. All right, Nick. What about you? What was the best thing you did or you're proud of on the disc golf course last year?
I guess I got an ace in league. That was cool.
Hell yeah.
But I think it was one of the 2-day tournaments. I won the Hayes County tournament, which was a 2-day. That one felt awesome. And then in the hot points, I got third in points and second in the tournament, and was clearly playing above the division I was in, along with the other guy. And that just felt I don't know, it felt good to, I guess, have a year go by where I was barely competing in that division, and at the end, competing, having a chance in every single tournament, and probably need to now move up. It's, I don't know, that felt probably better than anything, because Moody's is, that's no joke out there. That's you got to bring it.
Well, especially the type of score you shot, right?
Yeah.
So
well, you and Pete crushed it.
Him, again, Peter's same deal. Probably doesn't he's played at MA3 for sure. But it was fun battling with him, and then I don't know, that's a cool moment to it was funny getting second. It was I was kind of cool. Get it, it was no big deal. But then second place got a trophy, and I was like, this is amazing. Second place is the best. It's funny what a trophy will do.
I remember fighting the dude that was in third, thinking that I could make third, and then third doesn't have a trophy. It's like, man, I chased you all day for nothing.
What about you, Ryan? What you got?
I think I'm not going to steal your Heart of Texas Tour thunder there, but
you kind of got to, though.
Winning MA2 for the Heart of Texas Tour finale.
It was awesome.
Yeah. But I'm not sure that was the highlight of my year. I think playing in Amateur Worlds in Illinois, regardless of what position I finished, and I would welcome people to go check out that I finished in 200 and something place, was the PDGA's ability to put on a major and to have amateurs play at what is a PDGA major is a uniquely disc golf thing, right? Awesome. I am never going to play in the World Series in baseball. I'm never going to play in the Super Bowl, but I can, and I'm not going to play in the Masters in golf, right? But what I can do is I can play in a PDGA major at AM Worlds, and nothing will top that. Although, damn, I was excited to win the Heart of Texas Tour finale. And I think Freeberg, I asked you at the beginning of last year what your disc golf resolution for the year. So in One word. Did you accomplish your job of throwing forehands last year?
One word. I already broke that. Ish.
Ish.
I
think ish.
I have a forehand now. I can forehand. I can't forehand far. I've been playing. You and Nick have been helping show me. That's actually one of the highlights of my year has been preparing for the big tournament that we just had, the Mint Discs Tryouts, with you and Nick. Like getting to go to Live Oak and Sprinkle and run those courses that Live Oak was brand new. So it's like we were discovering something together. You know what I mean? And
Sprinkle Valley was brand new.
Yeah, Sprinkle Valley is, and I will say will probably be one of the best courses in Central Texas, maybe in Texas, as they get finished up. It's already really good, and they continue to improve it. So,
Nick, did you have a disc golf resolution for 2023?
For 2023, this past year was to get better at putting, to focus on putting, to make putting a priority, to not fucking forget about putting. And I feel like I did that. I feel like I learned how to putt. I feel like I found my putting stroke. I'm not going to tell you like a great putter yet, but I feel like what I was looking for all year was like that stroke where you go to the free throw line and you just have that natural ball release where just it feels good coming out of your hand, and you can translate that to like a 3-point shot or something from the elbow or something from the baseline. Like no matter what, it's always the same. Like the ball feels the same coming out of your hand. And I feel like I just finally found that in putting. Now it's time to like,
refine it.
Yeah. Well, just, I mean, you still, once you find it, you still need now all the reps it took to find it. It just, the counter starts over. So you still need now 10,000 hours in that kind of way. And hopefully it goes quicker because your motion's quicker, but I still like surrendering the finger off the top of the disc, surrendering like a few things that make throwing it a little easier, but you don't necessarily throw it as accurately. It's noticeable how you regress a little bit putting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think putting is going to be my New Year's resolution for disc golf every year. It is part of mine for this year, but in 2023, to take it a little off the course, my New Year's resolution was to spend more time with disc golfers in non-disc golf situations.
I think we did some of that.
I think we did a lot of that. I think this podcast is even an indication of that, right? Yeah. So I'd say that I met my goal in 2023. And to turn the conversation to the obvious follow-up, let's go to Nick Barr first. Nick, what's the resolution for 2024?
Okay. Resolution 2024. Wish I'd thought about this before this, so I didn't have so many but it's
on the spot.
Probably this. It's really simple. I think last year I was very focused on results, and I wasn't necessarily focused on like just doing the things necessary to maintain like longevity of success. And this year, I think I'm going to stay focused on like being a well-rounded player. Like at the end of last year, I started throwing more shot shapes and like relying more on my backhand and less forehand for shots that needed to go left to right. And I think for this year, it's like less focused on like whether my rating's going up and more focused on like, can I do more things with the disc? Can I be more consistent with my throws? Can my release point be consistent like every throw? Like those things seem more important than the result. And then I hope in like a year or two, those results will just kind of take care of themselves. Like I kind of foolishly thought I was going to have a much larger rating raise this year. And I just wrote down our numbers, and pretty good. We had some pretty good ratings jumps over a year playing disc golf. But I had so many rounds that were like in and around 900 that it felt more achievable last year. And that's just numbers wise, like if you're willing to play tournaments and eat a bag, you got to be willing to take the time, like going out and eating a bag at a race. A rated round will stick with you for a long time. Like you have to play a lot of good rounds of golf to take care of that. No, that's new. It's okay.
I
hope it's on camera, Nick.
Well, it definitely, it's 100% is. We'll replace it with the Mustang.
I love it.
I'm not sure what was there. So yeah, that's probably my resolution. Stay more focused on disc golf skills and less focused on results of ratings and such. Like I was obsessive about like the hot points, and at the end it was like it didn't even matter. Like didn't even mean a thing.
Not even a little bit. I did the same thing.
It was like, what are we doing? Like what are we doing? Like I'm going and playing tournaments like kind of hurt, like when I'm kind of stretching over top of family obligations, just so I can stay up in the rankings. And then it turns out I didn't need that. All you had to do is send an email. And
to get into
you would have gotten in the same tournament.
I'm glad that one of us got on the top of it though, right?
Sorry, that's probably long-winded because I didn't really think about it, but that's what about you, Ryan? What's your resolution this year?
It's a great question. I do acknowledge that it's a tough thing to think about, right? Is going into the year, what is going to happen? And I think that it's going to be eliminating the follow-up bogey, right? Not zero, right? But each hole needs to be its own thing. What I did on hole 14 does not impact hole 15. When hole 14's over, hole 15 begins, right? So I think that the mental side of this game is my broad resolution, and putting every year putting. But I think the mental side of the game is the focus for this year. And I think starting is that each hole is its own independent event, right? So I don't know how we're going to quantify that or evaluate it other than just asking me a year from now if I think I did it.
Good about it or not.
But that is my goal for the year, broadly mental, specifically independent events for holes, and then let's get in that backyard and putt.
I think that's an easy stat to look at. Like back-to-back bogeys is what you're trying. It's basically what you're saying, right? Like not letting one hole bleed over to the next one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know anyone in the world that wouldn't hope that to be better. That's a great resolution.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Shake them bogeys off.
What about you, Mr. Freeberg?
Oh, man. Well, I've had a little more time to think about it than you guys did since you were giving your answers. I swear I was paying attention. But for me, I'm going to contradict myself just a little bit. I'd like to get to 900 in the ratings. I'm at 880 now. I think it'll go up a little bit because I got some garbage that's going to drop off from last year. But also, I want to focus less on ratings. I want to focus on having a round that feels like a good round. I've had rounds recently that weren't that bad that felt bad. And then I've had some rounds that were pretty bad that felt good. And I just want to go out there and play to my ability, not doubt myself, and have fun. Like sometimes I'm worried too much about, is the score good? Is it going to be rated? Am I going to?
I think we should all throw fun into it.
Yeah.
Let's make a resolution, a pact together. More fun pact going to happen in 2024.
But yeah, so it's like I said, I've been in a few tournaments and I want to do well in the tournament. But if you're at a tournament and you're not playing well and you're not having fun, like
I'm not paid to be there.
Yeah.
You're paying to be there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to be there. I want to have fun. And if I'm playing bad, I still want to have fun. I played in a tournament pretty recently, and I guess is now an okay time, producer Nick, to kick to the Mint tryouts.
Well, yeah, I mean,
more stuff
I think it's a great segue, actually. This past weekend, if you want to just kind of kick off like what we participated in, and really maybe talk about the prep even leading up.
Yeah. Well, that was a huge part that I enjoyed. Is we all three played in the Mint Discs Team Tryout. Producer Nick and I played MP40. We both dipped our toes in the professional waters.
Let's put an asterisk there. My very first MP anything, let alone MP40. So much respect to everyone who plays in that division regularly. I had no real business there. It was just the only division open. That's
Same.
The honest God truth of why I went in there.
Yeah.
And I desperately wanted to compete on that course. So to everyone who checks out my rating and wonders why MP40, just know much respect to everyone I competed against, and glad that the guys who won, and great job for being so good at disc golf, because it's impressive how good the MP40 division is. They're good.
They're really good. I finished, I believe, dead last. So when you look at that, but it was humbling. I played over my rating though, dead last in MP40. And so that's one thing where the rating kind of made me feel better about the round.
Let's talk about the prep. I like that.
But
Nick.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I get there. We played out there. Sprinkle opened, and we started playing like a week after they opened, like a couple days after they opened, and they were still building it. Like when we first started, a lot of the tee pads that were there, that the nice wooden tee pads with the turf over them, it was just some turf and some dirt. Like, this is where you're gonna throw, and we went through there a lot. Tried a bunch of different ways. Went to hole 1 and threw every understable disc I had in the bag at it. And then I got to play with you guys. You guys had some killer rounds out there.
Yeah, I think, it's important. New course, new to the area, tournament that I think we all cared about, maybe more than we expected to care about, and being able to put in some rounds to prep for that. Casual rounds, brewery course, get some beers available for the course, get some beers on the course, get some beers after the course, figure out how that impacts things. But to be able to go out there and have the weekend after the fair amount of prep, I think you shot over your rating. Nick, you shot over your rating.
Well over.
And I shot well over my rating. Yeah. And I think that shows that the work pays off a little bit.
Yeah. And that brings us to the highlight. Somebody over here, Mr. Dr. Disc Golf Wagner, qualified. He is now part of Team Mint Discs.
Congratulations!
MA2
for any podcast style listeners. A Team Mint hat or a Mint Disc hat has been placed upon my head.
Down below, make sure you follow Wag's new Instagram handle. Help him out on the team.
Yeah, Wags DG.
We'll throw it up on the screen here for you. Yeah. But congratulations, Ryan. That was no small feat. Not only did you go out and play your butt off, but like I was screen watching and thought you were going to have the win. You played so well. Everyone else struggled. The second day you went out there at Live Oak and fought through the wind and just, crushed. Great job, man.
Thank you. Really fun experience. One of the best RAN tournaments that I think that I've been a part of.
Agreed. Best one in Austin.
Agreed. Yeah.
Multiple pros out on the course watching, pros spotting on the course, which I thought was pretty cool.
We had Dez spotting for us.
Yes.
On 11 or not 11 on 18.
Yes. And just the overall support, seeing everybody out there with a good attitude and everybody kind of pulling the rope in the same direction for disc golf. What an amazing event. And yes, second in the PDGA part of the portion, missed the dub by 1 stroke, but qualified for the team and really thrilled to represent Mint Disc for 2024.
Yeah, not much changes from your bag, but what's the requirements for the bag for an amateur in the Mint team?
So I'll talk about what was on the disc golf scene page, right? Which is that 50% of the bag should be mint. We'll talk about my bag in the future, but no problem for me. And I think that there's just an expectation to represent the brand well, right? Stay mint is kind of the slogan there, and I think that's going to be easy for me, right? Yeah. So, looking forward to being part of Team Mint for 2024.
Well, I think out of 18 discs, you have 2 that aren't mint.
16 of 19.
I was trying to think. I can only think of 2 discs.
That's right. There are 2 cloud breakers in the back, so that's why.
Well, and 3 then, and a Berg.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And you go to all the tournaments. You won hot. I just felt like it was a great close to.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a person that was more not only deserving, but just like a better representation of the brand than you, man. I was super stoked. You're the only person we were pulling for all weekend. So, man, congratulations again.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
So, as I was rolling through here, I noticed that just real quick, numbers wise, 955 and 943 rated rounds for Ryan. Great rounds.
That's huge.
Freeburg for dead last 912, 855. Good rounds. 950, 930. A +7 was 930 out there.
Yeah, dude.
Not bad. And I didn't notice this yesterday, but I guess I missed cash by 2 strokes.
Yeah, you were almost in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you what hole those 2 strokes were on at Sprinkle Valley too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also noticed the couple of tee pads that were pretty sweet for you guys, Ryan. Was it fun playing that shorter round with a few of the risks taken away?
Yeah. So as the course evolves, a couple short tees put in for MA2 and the other short tee divisions. Give me that box on 16. Give me that box on 16 for my, my power, my distance as a forehand player, being able to get one to a spot versus just launching the cannon and trying to throw as hard as you can. Let's not say easy, right? But I did get the 3. And, give me that one every time. I will say 17, I think it's a good pace of play change and important for some divisions that a 270-foot carry is not appropriate for. But, man, I love that long box. And so what we've got there is we've got an island hole, 270 to the pin, an obvious hyzer route, whether you're throwing left hand, forehand, right hand, backhand, doesn't matter. Hyzer on each side, and an island, I think it's bigger than the circle. You think it's bigger than the circle?
A little bit bigger than the circle.
A little bit bigger than the circle.
45 feet, something like that.
Yeah, and you've got a really forgiving drop zone if you miss it, but really fun to be able to take that shot from the long box on 17. So, yes, Nick, I would say that I like the changes. I agree with the changes. Pace of play is really important when you've got 140 people trying to go through a tournament round.
Yeah.
Man, I had that box dialed on 17, and I did not get the bird. So
I thought I had it dialed, and I hit the tree right in front of us. I had never hit the tree in all of our practice rounds, and I got my UDisc thing. We practiced that, or I practiced it with one of you, and sometimes both of you, but I ran that 18 times.
Whoa.
In December.
What?
You ran Sprinkle Valley 18 times?
Yeah.
That's a lot of times.
It was almost one for each stroke that I put up in the tournament. So
I'm going to throw something up here I just noticed. So Ryan.
Yes.
I see here rated 912, certified official status. See me here rated 880. Certified official status. And then I see Freeberg here, also 880. No
certified official status. Weird.
What's up with that? You don't know the rules?
I guess not. Oh, God. This is the trick. You got me still.
So you see this? Yeah. Teeing it up.
Well done. It looks like in our next episode, Ole Freeberg will be taking the test to become certified.
Yeah. Why did you get certified, Ryan?
I got certified, and I was really happy that I did for later reasons, which I'll get into. But I got certified because I am a nerd, and I love learning, and it was $10, right? $10, not nothing, but it is a couple of cups of coffee, and I wanted to see if I could pass it. So I went and took that thing blind, $10. Let's see if I know the rules of disc golf. You got it up here, so I guess that would have been about 2 years ago. I think it's valid for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mine expires in May. It was a looming thing.
We're going to renew yours a lot.
Yeah. So I did it because I still am on fire for disc golf, and I wanted to see if I could. But I was really happy that I did. I think there's a lot of good reasons to take it. Nick, what got you into taking it?
I right when I started competing, there wasn't a lot of people throwing tournaments, and I didn't realize it was because it was what's called the off season, where there aren't a lot of tournaments. And I was like, well, not that these tournaments I wasn't super impressed with the tournaments that I'd gone to, and I was like, no one can put up just like a table and have some snacks. Like how hard? Like let's have some. So a friend of mine and I started doing tournaments, and in order to run a sanctioned tournament, you have to get official status. So we just went through the process of doing it, and I am glad I did it for that, for sure. But it has been excessively more useful as just a player on the course, having you don't have to know the rules. You have to understand them and know where they are, so that when you go to, if you will, mitigate a situation, you can apply the rule in the correct way. And to me, that's why it's one of the best tests in the world I've ever taken. Like whoever wrote that test understands knowledge and doesn't understand, and says, it's kind of like, give me all the state capitals. Like, that's not knowledge. That's memorization. That's not, this test makes you, it's an open book test. You can open up the rule book to take it, and you still will have a hard time with it if you don't understand how to interpret the rules. You have to know the game. Yeah. And that is kind of awesome. So my nerd itch got scratched pretty hard.
I'm excited.
I think you'll be fine. Are you going to prep for it at all? Do you think?
Nope.
Just going to dive right in?
Just going to jump in.
Okay, so I
think
feel
that'll
like
be more fun for the pod.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We're going to enjoy it way more.
Yeah, I think. And if I fail, I think that's funny. So
do we want to have a guess for what we think you'll get on the test? So 80's passing, 80%.
I think I'll pass it the first time. I'd probably just barely pass it. Like 80. How many questions are there?
Well,
like 85.
20?
Yeah, I feel like there's 20.
Yeah, I feel like 85%. I feel like I will.
Okay.
Pin it down.
You want me to take the over or under, or you want me to guess?
I'm fine with us picking the over under of his.
We should blind. I wish we could blind do our answers here. I don't want you to just pick the opposite.
Do you want me to go first?
How about 3, 2, 1? You point a finger and then we say what they are. Up for over 85, down for under 85, and then we can give real numbers.
Okay.
Right?
1, 2, 3.
Really?
I would not be shocked at all if you pass it, and I want to be clear about that. I would not be shocked at all if you pass it. But if you make me put a number, I'm gonna go 75.
If I had to absolutely gun to my head, Price is Right rules, like you can't go over, like I can't guess higher than what you'll get. Like a fiscally responsible investor would say 70. Because you're my friend, I'm going to say 75 just to match Ryan but really probably like, honestly, 80. If to be fun, I'll say 80 because 80 passes and I still want you to pass. But 85 would mean you only miss 3. Yeah. You miss 4 and you can still pass. You miss 5 and you fail.
Don't pass.
Yeah. And then you're at my number. Miss 5 and you're at my number.
You guys both passed it though on your first try, right? Yeah,
pass it on the first try. And I think, Nick pointed out if other people are looking at, hey, maybe it's time for me to take the officials test, right? There's a lot of people who want to get involved. They want to be a TD. They want to help out with events.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be an official to do spotters, right? At PDJ events, or what is it?
So at a certain tier?
Yeah, certain tier,
yeah.
Yeah. C tier. And you just got a dude.
The biggest reason for me was for big events.
Yeah.
Right? So I would love to see actually more events require or prioritize PDGA official status.
Yeah, I think tour players have to have it, don't
they? Tour players have to have it. Majors, Elite Series have to have it. So for Am Worlds, I had to have it.
Wow.
And Am Worlds sign up, it fills in about 45 seconds. So there are people that did not get into Am Worlds who were better than me that weren't certified and missed their sign up window, right? So having it handled, right? If there's an event that somebody's at and somebody's sick or whatever, the show must go on and they call me and they want me to be an assistant TD, I'll be there, right? Like if I'm not playing in the event, or if it's a C tier, you can still play in the event if you're an assistant TD, right? So for me, as somebody who just wants to generally be more involved in the scene, it's another badge of honor. But it was really, really important that, hey, if you're playing in a PDGA major, you need to be an official. And what a wonderful thing to know that everybody in the card knows what's going on. I'll throw out a challenge to NADGT right now. Let's get those finals certified official status only.
I tell you what, do you want to take a little just left-hand turn before we sign off here and talk about NADGT?
First, before we go there, my feelings are a little hurt. You guys really don't think I'll pass this? Now,
okay, here's why. Here's my my final official guess is under, but an 80. So I think you'll miss 4. Okay.
Okay.
So that's my real guess. Now, if it's Price is Right rules, 70 is the real responsible guess, only because I understand how hard the test is. And 2, I understand they just rewrote the test. I'm guessing it's not easier. Okay. Yeah. Just a stab in the dark. Yeah. It's not easier. That said, like, you have the pressure of sitting here and us like you're gonna have noise reduction headphones on, and we're gonna close this curtain, and we're gonna be watching you take the test. So you have a little bit of nerves going too.
Yeah,
that's why.
I think I get it.
My first time taking it with someone sitting next to me, I got an 85.
Yeah.
And that was being able to go, I think this, I think that, and be able to like talk it through with
And
someone,
get a little help.
which feels like cheating
get.
probably. Sorry if that's cheating, PDGA, my bad. I'll retake it. We won't do that here. We're recording it, so that doesn't happen. Yeah. But the even doing it like that, like the rules, like everything they're going to give you, every question is going to be like, you're playing a C tier, blah, blah, blah. The player in front of you throws a disc underneath a porta potty. Where does he take his relief and why? And then you have 3 answers that are going to be pretty similar, but just change the why. One answer you can probably eliminate. So you're going to eliminate the one answer right away. Then you have 3 answers. You're going to have to actually know the reason why they're doing it.
Well, if I do fail, I'm going to blame Ryan completely. He's been the trainer, my trainer, literally.
Actually, you might just do fine. Yeah, because
he might just do fine.
Yeah.
And you know what also might happen is because Nick and I are going to be watching and providing some commentary. Nick, we might learn that maybe we would have got a 75.
Oh, absolutely. I know I'll learn something no matter what.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good discussion.
Yeah.
And if I do pass, there might be a happy dance going on. Shirt might come off.
I'm going to go downstairs and get you a Cold Rambler. We'll get you might even have a Lone Star in there for you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
This is not branded content. By the way, this is not branded content.
Shout out, no free shout outs.
Yeah.
So yeah, NADGT we all played in. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on playing it. It was my first year playing NADGT. I qualified for MA3 and played in that division. I also qualified for MA2, but saw that most people in MA2 were qualified for MA1, so decided to stay in MA3 because it seemed like everyone in MA3 would basically should have been playing in MA2.
I mean, if there's a time to sandbag.
It's probably that, which is a discussion I think for another time. I think we're talking about it in another episode, but like what division should you really be playing in to be happy in disc golf? But that's maybe a therapist question. But the NADGT system, the way it runs, if you guys don't know, essentially NADGT has a bunch of tournaments all over the country, kind of ran by Kyle Harris, I think the guy's name.
Harrigan. But what is his name? Dave's the main guy.
But they have tournament directors all over the country that run C tiers and B tiers that if you qualify for, or if you score high enough or win, you can be invited to the national competition, which is held here in Austin every year over 4 days. We all played in how many NADGT events do you think you played in this year?
I qualified in the second one.
How many do you think you played in total, though? I played in a bunch after I qualified.
4 or 5?
I probably played in 5 or 6 too.
Yeah.
Well, I qualified MA3 and then tried to qualify MA2.
So you played a bunch.
And so I played a lot.
Yeah.
And MA2 is hard for that. I think I could do it now. I think I've gotten that much better in the past few months, but
Freeberg,
just be arrogant.
Do you realize you've played more events than Ryan?
No.
You played 54 events. Ryan's only played 45. And I say only 45, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Did you play like everything?
You play a lot of flex.
Oh, it's because of the Fuegos. You don't always do.
You play a lot of flex starts.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this, but the youngest player, actually, I played 2 more than you. I played 56. I would have never guessed I played over 50.
Yeah. You also do the flexes though. Weren't you doing like I've seen a couple times where you do.
I love the Friday flex starts.
Yeah. It's flex starts are great.
Flex starts
are
a
great way to get a rated round. But yeah,
NADGT.
I'd like to. So I'll get back to the throwdown on let's get official status there, right? NADGT is not. I mean, it's obviously a PDGA sanctioned event, but it is, and all the qualifier events are, but it is not a PDGA ran or PDGA affiliate.
No affiliate.
Right.
Completely.
Right. So I'd like to see that up leveled a bit. I loved the event, right, Nick? I do like that we have a national stage event like that here in Austin. You've got that. You've got Am Worlds. You've got USA DGC, the U.S. Amateur Disc Golf Championship, right? That is kind of a competitor to NADGT that's out there. I love that we've got, brands from all over the country and all over the world that come, vend, provide players packs items for the tournament. I like that every turn with 12, I think it was 8 or 9 courses this year, 12 last year in Austin that are in use for the tournament. You can right size it for the skill level of everybody. But I think we could do a little more within NADGT with official status, and let's make sure that we're providing the best experience to everybody.
Yeah.
But damn, that player's pack kicked ass.
Player back was rad. Let's be honest.
The bag was rad.
Kicked ass.
We got an upper deck backpack.
Upper Park Shift.
Upper Park Shift, sorry.
Yeah. Not branded content, but
no shout out, no free shout out. But then how fun was it to have just 8 tables of discs sit out?
Yeah.
You just pick one from each table.
Yeah.
That was glorious.
Well, and then they had some great ones for sale. I bought like 2 or 3 that I really liked. I mean, both my putters.
Oh, yeah, they're using it.
Yeah.
It's Flex, the side events. We'll say shout out to NADGT for sanctioning those this year. The Flex Start side events.
Those are
the 1-rounders. Those are great. Keep that going. Love the event. And let's talk about results a little bit. Let's talk about results of NADGT
let's talk
a
about
little
the
bit.
Results a little bit of the
Before we get out of here.
Results.
NADGT.
I'll take.
Somebody did pretty good.
Yeah. Ryan did great.
Yes,
yeah,
I got 6th place out of 262
206.
people.
Yeah, I was like, why is he looking at me? Like, I'm not pulling mine up. I was like, there's no way.
I'll take 6th place out of 262 people. Shout out to Colton Lawless in MMA too, right?
Right, you played against a 14-year-old.
Yeah, 14-year-old, Austin, Texas. Great kid. Got a lot better at disc golf last year. Shoots 1,000 rated round when he's already in the lead to close out the event. Shout out to Jay Milley from up in Dallas. Got 2nd in the event. Not branded content, but check out his YouTube channel, Jay Milley Disc Golf. Love what that guy's doing.
Hey, shout out, no free shout outs.
No shout out, no free shout outs. And but yeah, really, really fun to win that big, or not win, but get 6th in that big of a field. And shoot my highest rate around ever.
Not only your highest rated, you had a 986 on day 2. You shot a 53. What course was that again? Northtown. So that's a murderous
6 under.
Yeah, that's a murderous round there anyway. But then you went and got silly. You fouled at 986 with a 947 back at OSP.
No, I mean Northtown. Northtown back to back because I switched pools. I came from pool 2. I came from pool 2 to get 6th place,
which they just do it by rating, right?
By rating, purely by rating.
So then after the 986, 945, and that was at
947 was at Northtown, and then the 982 7 down East Metro.
Yeah. So your East Metro you did at the beginning and the end. So you shot 918 at East Met and then 982 at East Metro.
Yes. Second highest rated round and the best I've ever shot out there.
Yeah. So not only did you, East Metro's hard. That's your second highest rated round came in one of the hardest courses in the region. I mean, like there's nothing but trouble out there.
Nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
That was, to me, that was the best round of disc golf I've ever played. Very glad. Good time to do it. So NADGT, we'll be back next year. I'll be back next year.
Yes, sir. I wasn't going to be, but I might be.
What's the real feedback though on NADGT? You said they could do better. You enjoyed it a lot because you shot really well. But when you said they could do better, like my big, I guess, takeaway was that I did a bit too much. Not only did I play a little bit too much the week before, but like playing the flexes and the rounds, there's no way you're playing those rounds great. Like I had some pretty good flex start rounds.
You crushed the Zilker round, right?
Zilker though, I feel like
1,000 rated round on Zilker.
Throwing like 3 discs. That's not really fair. That's where I play league at. That's a pitch and putt course. I had also got hit in the eye earlier that day and was just throwing zones and bergs. Like I threw my Leopard 3 on 2 holes and everything else was zone and berg. So goes to show you what you can do by simplifying your game. The thing I noticed in NADGT was there's like not a lot of, like it's very loose. Like it's not a tightly ran ship. Like it just kind of felt all over the place at times. And the times it felt like, and I think Mint did I'm usually very critical of Mint, but they did such a good job this weekend. The event was so awesome. Like that should be a copy and paste example to anyone else who's trying to run a big event. And if NADGT just had like a third to half of what Mint did for a 2-day event, I mean, you're through the roof. I mean, even just the way some of the local guys do tournaments out at Swordstone.
Yeah.
Like
let's and
I don't want to trash NADGT. Like it's a huge undertaking. I mean, they're doing a national-wide thing, condensing it down to one city. They come take over a city for a week, but could you imagine being a local player and trying to go play disc golf that week?
I mean,
well, you sign up for the flexes.
It's okay. It's okay to go play Benbrook for a weekend.
Oh, I guess
or Bartholomew or something.
Yeah, there's a few
okay.
open. Wells Branch was open.
Yeah, it's okay to go play those courses.
I guess it's true.
And they were done by the afternoon. So if
that's
you're
also
local,
true.
You could roll in
but
like
evening.
Yeah, when I said we could do more, I think they do a lot. Right? I think NADGT did a lot, and but you know, it didn't have the bravado. Like the bravado's not the right word. The
grandness.
The grandness of Am Worlds.
Grandeur.
It didn't have the grandness of Am Worlds, and I would argue that it didn't have the grandness of this weekend.
Oh, this weekend, they did it right.
I would like to see more spotters. I would like to see the officials rules certification. I'd like to see the course schedule sent out sooner. I'd like to see more communication. I think it's a successful event. I think that again the players pack felt great.
Players pack was legit,
but I think communication could be there. So next episode, Freeburg, I'm really excited to see you take this test, man. I think we're gonna have a fun time.
I'm terrified. Now, I think we're wrapping up. We're gonna call it a show.
First show in the books.
First show in the books. Hope
guys,
you enjoyed it.
Guys, we made it.
Thank you for joining us.
Freeburg only white knuckled the edge of the chair for about a third of it.
I'm only a little nervous, and sometimes I squeeze. Later, we're all gonna get in a big circle hug, and it's gonna make me feel better. Or I'm gonna try. They probably won't let me.
That's your request.
I'm still bigger than you, boy. The stairs are tight. But check us out. We can only do this if we get lots of likes and subscribers. So we would love for you to like and subscribe. You can follow us on social media. We already told you about Ryan's page. We're going to have a Barely Stable Podcast Instagram and Facebook. And, we'll see you out there in the course.
Are we getting on that TikTok?
I don't know if we get on that TikTok. I am over 40.
Maybe I have a guy.
Maybe.
Do we know a guy? Does he dance?
We might know a guy. And I dance. So that's our show. Once again, thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Freeburg. And until next time, remember, just be cool.
Time, weather, and always pass. Case